What it do, T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Summer House Martha's Vineyard, Season 1, Episode 3. And I must say, they delivered with this episode. It seems like every episode, the show is getting better and better and better and better. So if you're not tuning in, tune in. This is a really good show. So we pick up where we left off last week with Amir confronting the new guest, Phil, for being an a-hole. And Amir gets up in his face and was like, come on. Amir was ready. He did not care. So they're separated. And Amir says, it triggers him because he was bullied for being mixed race, when he was younger. But now that he got muscles and he an adult man, he can run you that fade. You know what I'm saying? He ain't afraid of nobody. So Phil was like, everybody's soft. And I'm just looking at this man in his fat form, jogging suit, like, bruh, it is not 1999 no more. Where are you going? So the guys in the house say he gotta go. They are offended. They ain't got time for it. He gotta go. So Jordan tries to go and have a conversation with him because she has not met him, but she's heard about him via Shanice. So she go to try to sit down and have a conversation with dude. And Phil explains how his room was taken, and she was like, well, he didn't know that it was your room. And he was like, and then I'm aggravated and I'm mad because of Bree and Milo, because Milo had me chasing him around the house. And Jordan looking like, what? And he was like, I bet you however many dollars, if I go open that door right now, you ain't gonna be able to catch him. Like, I could tell he came in the house being sarcastic and trying to like be funny, and like certain things that he said was funny to me because I'm an a-hole myself, but then he took it too far in other instances. So Jordan was like, you're being rude. And he was like, I called you cute. You got your little sister soldier girl outfit on. And she was looking at him like, Nelly, who are you talking to? So she was like, oh my God, Phil called me cute. Oh my goodness. I'm so desperate for Phil to call me cute. Now at this point, she is aggravated and annoyed with him. Because first of all, who you saying got on their little sister soldier outfit? Who you trying to play? Because ain't nothing about what that girl had on remind you of Sister Soldier. That was the first thing that came to your mind. So Jasmine was like, hey guys, ladies. And Phil was like, and gentlemen. And Jordan turned and said, are you? She was like, because you don't get that title. You've been rude as F. You get the title of a mother effer sitting on the couch. And I was like, okay, Jordan. Baby, Jordan turned into a gangster. Jordan turned into a thug. Jordan wanted that action. She was about that life. So Phil was like, are you mad that I took a dump in his toilet? I'm going to ish in yours next. And Jordan stood up and said, do it. It's upstairs, B. I will watch you. You got me effed up. Baby, girl, you couldn't tell Jordan she wasn't 6'10" with muscles and was ready to square up because she was not fazed by him at all. And it made me go up for Jordan. I like Jordan in that scene. I really did. Because, don't let the pretty face fool you, okay? So producers then separate Phil from the rest of the house and put him in the kitchen while the rest of the house has a group meeting sans Mariah. Mariah don't even know there's a group meeting going on. So the house ends up voting Phil out. And Jasmine was like, well, whoever invited Phil got to go tell him. And Bria was like, no, because somebody put their hands on me and that's a problem. If my guest needs to leave, your guest needs to leave. And Jordan was like, I saw what I saw and that's BS. And I'm like, y'all doing too much. Because that girl did not push her. She took them clothes and did like this. That's as far back as that girl went. It wasn't like that. Like it was literally one of these. Like it was not that deep for that girl to get put out over that. And I felt like Jordan was doing too much, exaggerating it. And Bria, you talked all that mess, but then want to cry because somebody lightly tapped you. Like, girl, get out of here. You just mad because she got the best of you in that situation. So Jasmine, of course, is conflicted because she wasn't there to see what happened at that point. So, and Mariah is one of her best friends. I feel like she didn't do enough to stick up for her, and I felt like Mariah got the bad end of the stick. I feel like they really played with her. So Bria ends up going to tell Phil that he's out. And Phil was like, this your effing fault. Phil was hot. He was mad. So he ends up leaving. And Jasmine then goes to tell Mariah that she has to leave. And Mariah, of course, is upset. Like, what? Like, nobody consulted her. Nobody talked to her, got her side of the story. Like, she was done dirty. She really honestly was done dirty. And I don't feel like she got a first shot at all. So then we see Amir trying to go into the bathroom to take a shower because Shanice was in there forever. So he knocking on the door or whatever. So he goes and sit in Preston's room. Shanice walks out of the bathroom in just her drawers with no bra on and was like, you need to use the bathroom. Okay, just give me a minute. Here I come. Sorry about the titties, but okay, I'll be... And it's just like, okay, I understand you free with yourself and you don't care, they're just breasts. But it's just like, wow, okay, you just showing your breasts willy-nilly to two men. Wow, okay, free spirit, all right. So Amir and Preston just looking at each other like, did that really just happen? So Amir looking at the camera and he was like, did you get that? Give me a nod if you got it. And the camera goes like this. So I was like, oh my God. So the camera people literally be sitting in there. I know that there's cameras all around the house when you filming shows like this, but it never dawned on me that somebody is like in a production van outside or in another house watching everything as it's actually going down. I don't know why. I just thought that the cameras were recording, during, when they're in their rooms by themselves and during the night, and they just have them there and then they watch the footage later. Because, they actually have the actual camera crews in the house filming them as well. So it just never dawned on me that somebody is literally sitting there watching you when you're in your rooms and stuff like that. So the camera crew, production on site, literally be watching when these people be fucking. Wow, that's a lot for me to digest. I mean, I know they're going to see it anyway, but it's just like, wow, okay, that's a lot. So the next day, Shanice calls Phil and asks him just to say sorry, everybody, for offending everybody. And Phil was like, fuck all of y'all. So then Mariah is still there the next morning. She's leaving. And she says in her confessional, I'm mourning my friendships. Not only did they not talk to me first before siding with Bria, but they just forgot who I truly am as a person. And once again, like I said, I feel like they did her dirty. I don't even think she said bye to everybody. I wouldn't have. I really honestly wouldn't have, because I left my child to come do this, to be here, and then y'all just vote me out because this girl said she got pushed, and she didn't even get pushed like that. Like, stop. And I feel like that was unfair for them not to bring her in and get her side of the story, at least allow them to be able to say, I'm sorry to one another, see if they could squash it. Like, it was just a final decision. And it seemed like nobody even really honestly cared that she left, including Jasmine, to me, to be honest with you. So she gives her a hug goodbye and all of that. And then she goes and tells the group that Mariah, says she was confused and hurt. And she, cries in Silas's arms. But then this is when I felt like Jasmine really didn't honestly give a fuck, because Amir then admits that he was the one that put the dog clothes in the laundry. And everybody was like, why didn't you say anything? And he was like, it was too far gone at that point. I tried to speak up. You didn't try hard enough. If you really wanted to say something, you could have said, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it was my fault. My bad. I did it. None of that would have even happened if you would have spoke up. And the fact that Jasmine and them were just sitting laughing about it like, oh, well, I would have been like, nah, bro, that's not cool, because you sat there when they got the vote knowing that you was the one that was the cause of all of this. And it didn't even have to go that far. Now my homegirl been sent home over something that you honestly was the one that started. He needed to not only apologize to the house for not stepping up as a man, but then he needed to apologize to Bria and Mariah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't fair to me. And when I found that out, my homegirl would have been back in the house. Period. And I don't feel like Jasmine really stood up for Mariah. Really honestly didn't. It was like, okay, she gone. Oh well. Okay. And I'm sorry, Jasmine just seems flighty like that to me, to be honest. So Alex in his confessional was like, there was a period in my life where I was an F-boy, but meditation made me realize I wasn't being good to myself. So he's all on his Nam Yoho Renge Kyo type vibe, which is good. He's learning to be a better man, all that good stuff. So they all are getting ready to go to a beach to have field day. And Alex walks down and Shanice was like, I want to see you mad. I want to see you mad. Because mind you, she had a little crush on him. And he was like, oh yeah, I meant to tell you last night, you don't know personal space. I don't like that. So she was kind of taken aback, like, what you mean? But they show us footage of the night before. She one of them people that, oh, I hate people like that. I understand where Alex was coming from. Like, you don't have to touch me. You don't have to push me when you laughing and doing all, like, chill. Like, people like that annoy the heck out of me. So I understood where he was coming from. So he also then says in his confessional that he's heard things about Alex. And that's really kind of deterring him on whether or not he wants to holler at her. So I'm like, what did he heard about her? I mean, she look a little loosey-goosey, cuckoo in the head. So in the car, the guys are in. Amir tells the guys that he saw Shanice's boobs. And Silas was like, to, what's his name? Nick. Silas asked Nick if Jordan was throwing it to him, would he catch it? He was like, nah. And everybody called Cap because it's like, bro, you would most definitely. So Silas wants to know, why is it that Nick doesn't like talk to women in person? Like, he in people's DMs, but he ain't trying to really make no moves in person. So we find out that Nick is keeping a secret and Alex knows a secret. So I'm like, is this nigga bi? Is he gay? Like, what's going on? So the girls tell Shanice that she needs to tell Alex how he made her feel. So they have their little field day and everything. It was fun. It was cute. And Alex then Shanice goes over to talk to Alex and was like, well, what was that about when you said I don't understand personal space? And she said something to him. I forgot what she said. And he was like, yeah, got it. Like, he was so dry and it was so awkward. And I was like, I'm uncomfortable. She has to be uncomfortable. So Alex in his confession was like, I can tell she's a sweet person, but last night an article was sent to me. And the article read, insecure actor recalls crazy breakup with an ex who stalked him. Now, I went looking to find out who from Insecure did this girl date? Like, who? Child, it was some dude that was literally only in 4 episodes by the name of Roman Towns or Norman Towns. I think it was Norman Towns. Girl, somebody you don't even remember from the show. He might have been somebody that Tony dated. Not Tony, child. What was her name on the show? Y'all know her name. Molly dated or something like that. Like, child, please. And, he was saying that she was stalking him, calling him over and over again, sending stuff to his house, this, that, and the third. So Jasmine says in her confessional that he just wanted revenge, that none of that happened. It's not true. Bria says the rumors of her being a stalker and harassing him aren't true. But then you get Shanice in her confession. She was like, I'm not going to lie. I did do some of it. I did call him a bunch of times, but they didn't give him a restraining order because he was texting me back. Child, yeah, you could tell Shanice is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, honey. So the group then talks about going to the club separately later on that night. They talk about, we got one more week or whatever here, like we got to turn up. So they decided they're going to go to the club separately. Guys go together, the girls go together. And Jasmine was like, ooh, free drinks are great. Like, I'm excited about that. And Silas looked and was like, no free drinks. Like, no, we're not doing it. No free drinks from guys. And Jasmine was like, I don't think it's a problem with that. And he was like, if you accept a free drink, the wrong guy will take that as an invitation. Pay for your own drink. And Shanice was like, well, this one gets drunk. And they looking like, girl, this is not the time to be saying it. And Jasmine was like, he already knows. And he was like, I know what. And so Shanice was like, she got drunk at work one time. And then they tell the story about how how Jasmine got effed up one time. They went to a bunch of parties before going to work. And she could barely stand up by the time they got to work at the Playboy Club. And Silas was like, I didn't know about that. So after that, Silas and Jasmine go upstairs in their bedroom, and the group discuss him being upset for real about her going out and having drinks and all of that stuff. And upstairs, he was like, basically like, do you feel some type of way about that? And she was kind of like, yeah, in a sort of about a way. I feel like he's just insecure, period, and he wants to control their relationship, their narrative, and how they're presented to the world. I think that maybe they needed to take some more time to get to know one another before they got married, but it's too late now. But I do believe and I do feel like that he is a little too controlling. I understand what he means, though. As a married woman, you don't need to be taking free drinks from guys, even though to me it's harmless. But there, with the way that the world is right now and how some men are, not all men, some men are, how they get overly aggressive when you turn them down. So imagine you at the club and the dude buy you a drink and you like, oh, I'm married, he looking like, B, well, what you accept my, dudes is crazy. Men out here have killed women because they turned them down. It's just a weird space for a woman to be in. So I get what he's saying, but then on the opposite side, I should be able to go out with my friends and have a good time. And if somebody offered me a drink, why shouldn't I be able to take it? Especially if they know I'm married and say, for instance, a dude buying one of my homegirls a drink and he buy it for everybody. I'm not supposed to drink it because a man bought it. So I get both sides. So they talk about, the other half of the group is downstairs still talking. And Shanice was like, Nick, what's your dating like? And he was like, my preference is black women, but I'm seeing someone in New York. So that gives me, are you seeing a white woman in New York? Like, what's the tea? He looked like the type, just be honest with you. So Bria in her confession was like, you're seeing someone, but you've been sliding in my DMs, Jordan's DMs, and Shanice's DMs. And he even told Shanice that he wanted to marry her and all types of stuff. Girl, I'm like, Stephen Urkel, if you don't get somewhere and sit down trying to be a playboy, stop. Please stop. Please stop. Like, you so ridiculous. It ain't even funny. So ridiculous. But overall, I'm going to give last night's episode of Summer's House Martha's Vineyard an A. It was really good to me. It's really, really good. I'm really, truly enjoying this show. I like Jordan a lot. There's some things about her that I don't like, but I'm really liking Jordan out of this cast. I really liked Mariah. I feel she didn't get a fair shake at all. We're going to get 2 new house guests next week. I like Alex so far. I think he just needs to be a little bit more fun, loosen up some. You know what I'm saying? Amir is cool. He's cool as well. That's about really all that's sticking out to me right now as far as people in the house that I'm really truly enjoying. But you guys let me know what you guys thought about last night's episode down below in the comment section. Do you all feel like Mariah was given a fair shake or nah? Let's talk about that. Do you feel like she should have been called back to come back in the house? How do you feel about it being Amir that actually put the dog stuff in there and caused all of this riff-raff? How do y'all feel about Silas feeling like his wife shouldn't accept free drinks? Let's talk about all that because these are really good conversations to have. So yeah, make sure you guys thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button. I love you guys and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.